Is Hunter Biden a national security threat?
That's not a question that would come up before me, Congressman.
You're the head of the National Security Division, so it seems sort of on the nose.
It's not in my practice or experience to identify individuals
not in my purview.
and to
We've
label
heard that
any
before.
individual, an American citizen, or any individual as a national security threat.
Well, you would certainly concede that if the adult offspring of the President of the United States or the Vice President were compromised, that would be a national security threat, right?
We speak through our filings in court, and we speak through our actions in open court. So I would,
Okay, well,
I would
speak to this.
remain
Where's the
in
laptop?
that position.
Do you know where Hunter Biden's laptop is?
Again, I'm not going to talk about any potential ongoing investigation as I sit here.
Do you know where it is?
I'm not going to talk about any ongoing investigation.
You come here and you tell us you follow the facts and the law, but you can't even follow a laptop that you guys have had for 3 years.
We follow the facts and the law, and we speak in open court about our cases.
But you aren't speaking about this. But you know who is speaking about it? The whistleblowers from the FBI who've gone to Senator Grassley and said that you guys purposefully take any information that is derogatory about Hunter Biden and you go and rat hole it so that you never have to speak about it in any circumstance. But the good news is you're not the only ones with that laptop. So Patrick Ho was convicted of bribing government officials in Africa, and he gave $1 million to Hunter Biden. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not going to speak about any ongoing investigation.
Is that an ongoing?
I can assure
is
you
that an ongoing investigation?
I'm not going to speak about any potential ongoing
don't
investigation.
you see that degrades the country's belief in you guys when you have whistleblowers saying that you're purposefully rat holing this information, and then you come here and say you won't talk about it? I mean, you know, inside Hunter Biden's multi-million-dollar deals with a Chinese energy company, Washington Post, Matt Vizier, Chinese elite paid $31 million to Hunter and the Bidens, Peter Schweitzer in the New York Post. Hunter Biden's business partner called Joe Biden the big guy in panic messages. Do you guys call Joe Biden the big guy at the Department of Justice?
So I think it's important to understand why we don't speak about cases outside of the courtroom.
By the way, I already know why.
Sir, if I may answer the question.
You know why you don't speak about it? Because it's about Hunter Biden. You guys have no problem leaking about other stuff, right? Like you got no problem going out and tagging parents at school board meetings as a national security threat. But when all of the facts and all of the law are before you regarding the corruption of Hunter Biden, you don't want to speak to that at all. And it's precisely why you've got folks that are talking to Senator Grassley about it. Bohai Harvest. So 10 days after Vice President Biden takes Hunter Biden to China, 10 days after, this long, toiling venture of Hunter Biden that can't get off the ground, 10 days after they go, he automatically gets approved. So for a deal in China with Bohai Harvest. Have you guys looked into that?
I'm not going to talk about any ongoing investigation.
Well, you know who else is talking? Tony Bobolinsky. Tony Bobolinsky told the world that Joe Biden was cut in on a CCP energy deal that was orchestrated by Hunter Biden. Have you guys talked to Tony Bobolinsky?
Again, we don't talk about ongoing investigations in settings such as this.
So Joe Biden, how about this? Will you commit to a classified briefing on these matters?
I'd certainly be happy to talk to you or any member of the committee about matters of national security.
Okay, well,
but
is this a matter of national security?
We do not talk outside of courtrooms about ongoing investigations.
Well, is there an ongoing investigation of the annual fund dinner that happened where Joe Biden was Vice President of the United States and Hunter Biden holds his fund's annual dinner at the Chinese embassy? But in order to do that, in order to get the Chinese embassy to roll out the red carpet for Hunter Biden and to raise money for his fund, he had to go to the embassy 30 minutes before and have a one-on-one meeting with the Chinese ambassador. Do you think it's possible that that meeting might have jeopardized national security?
I'm not going to comment about any potential or ongoing investigation.
Well, here's the thing. It's pretty easy to see that Hunter Biden is compromised. I think every American knows that's a threat to national security. I think we're watching a crime spree in progress that Hunter Biden is orchestrating. And one has to wonder, what are the Chinese getting for the tens of millions of dollars that they're cutting the Biden family in on? What is the Chinese Communist Party getting as a result of cutting in 10% for the big guy? And I just happened to notice that you guys canceled the China initiative that President Trump put in place where you focus talent on those things. You know, Jim Biden said to Tony Bobolinsky that the reason they're able to get away with this corruption is plausible deniability. And that is precisely the plausible deniability that you are animating and exemplifying today. And you know what? Winter's coming. We're going to be in the majority, and then you're going to have to answer these questions for the country.
All right, William Kelly.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Why are you telling me?
Because you can't behave.
Excuse me. Don't hit me with the microphone, okay? Not again. Why?
Sir,
I mean,
sir, just
every other reporter held the microphone.
Sir, can you please ask your question?
Every other reporter held the microphone.
I don't believe that that's correct, but go ahead.
I have it on camera. Every single reporter held the microphone.
Can you ask your question, sir?
Why? Come on. Don't be a jerk. Can
Just-
you just hand me the microphone?
Do you have a question, yes or no?
I have a lot of questions.
Ask your question.
Okay, so Mayor Lightfoot, every time I ask you about crime in Chicago, you say crime is down. Real Chicagoans know that that's not true, that crime is up. Violent sexual assault, it's on the news every day, up. Violent carjackings every day, up. Hit and run, 100 a day hit and run of Chicagoans.
Do you have a question, sir?
Yes, the obvious question that I've been asked by real Chicagoans to ask you is, are you lying or are you incompetent?
I doubt very much that that's a question you've been asked
That's a
by,
real
by
question
anyone.
from real Chicagoans.
So I'm going to try to treat you.
The exact wording.
Sir,
I'm trying to clean it up.
Sir, I'm going to answer the question.
And then I have a follow-up.
The data speaks for itself.
The data.
And on all of the measures that you've just talked about, homicide, shootings, carjackings, down this year, sir. Sorry to disappoint you, but that is the truth.
178% increase in carjackings, violent carjackings in downtown
No,
Chicago.
you are, sir. Carjackings in our city
Millennium
are
Park.
down. God,
Okay.
you are one of the rudest people I've ever seen. You really are.
I am?
Yeah, you are, sir.
Okay.
You are,
I
sir.
would think that carjackers would be the rudest people.
Well, no, you're rude in this room.
Okay.
Because you want to give a speech and pontificate, but you don't actually want to listen to the facts. And the facts are, while nobody's taking a victory lap, while we have a lot more work to do, the fact of the matter is carjackings are down, shootings are down, and homicides are down. You have another question to follow up, sir?
I do indeed. The reason why workers do not want to return to the downtown offices, the reason why tourism is obviously flatlined, is because people are afraid of the violent crime, especially in downtown Chicago, River North, Streeterville, Millennium Park, Grant Park. We have every single day violent carjackings. Gun to the head.
Sir,
gun to the head, violent
please, I'm going to ask you, I've been very patient with you. You come in here and you give a speech every single time. Just ask your question. Be a real journalist. Ask your question.
A very disturbing development with the violent carjackings is they are primarily being carried out by teenagers. And when I say teenagers, I mean 14, 15, 16-year-old
I'm
black
aware
children.
of the data, sir.
What is the reason for this, and what is your plan at long last to solve this problem?
Well, first of all, let me just say this. We are actually seeing an increase in the number of people that are coming back downtown. And it's certainly an increase over last year and month over month. And we're part of the reason that we've heard from employers as to why they still haven't brought back all their employees is because of, first, the Delta, which we were experiencing in the fall, and then Omicron, which we were experiencing at the end of the year and the beginning of this year. Our expectations, based upon our regular conversations with employers and building owners, is that we're going to start to see more and more people come back downtown. So once again, sir, it's really important that you get your facts right. Yes, you are right on one point, which is that a number of people that are involved in our carjackings are juveniles. We're arresting people who are juveniles that have 3, 4, 5, 6 pending cases. The answer there is we've got to get the courts, frankly, to take this seriously. I don't agree that we lock up juveniles and throw away the key, but what we must do is not just do nothing, which is what, unfortunately, what's happening right now. So we are working with the state's attorney. We're going to be reaching out to the public defender, but other stakeholders to make sure that we're intervening with these kids. So, for example, there was an infamous story of an 11-year-old who was arrested last fall, who was a leader of a carjacking crew. Because of the work that's been done to intervene with that young boy, to change his life around, he was growing up in very, very difficult circumstances. He's now in a stable home setting. He's going to school regularly, and I'm told that he just made the honor roll. That's one case, but what if you want to do call and response,
Please don't interrupt,
This
William.
isn't the place. This isn't the place for it. So I think I've answered enough of your question. Thank
Thanks
you
a lot,
all
Mayor.
very much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.